This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This
Just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Tori, what day is it?
It's hump day. Hump day.
Wow. Look at our executive.
That was the last
I
time
liked
do
it.
that.
Whenever she does that, I look right at our EP, Chris, just to see his face.
What did he do?
He just goes. He didn't do it this time, but Chris will usually just go. That's all you do.
What do you tell your children when we get canceled? Do you show them the video? Or do you
I
explain?
probably will because they'll want to know.
It's a network commercial with the camel. Hey, Mike. What day is it? Hump day.
Oh, yeah, she's
No,
right.
I got it. We all know what you're saying.
Okay, cool. Then we can all roll with it.
All right, let's roll with it. Let's get into it. Kristen Stewart wore a daring look at her new movie premiere in you crack me up. In LA called Love Lies Bleeding. There should be an and in there, don't you think? She wore this backless high bodysuit with high-waisted sheer black tights. Gross. Kristen did put pants on for the event when she was inside. There we go. Class it up. At the premiere, Kristen told people that if she was not an actor, she'd probably be a caterer and keep the set running. Interesting.
I love that.
So we could comment on her look, or we could comment on what you think you'd be once we get canceled from what Tori just did.
Okay, so our producers, we don't know what they...
Well, first I want to get yours. I want to get what would you think you'd be doing, and then ChatGPT also did one for us.
Something to do with like farm and animals.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
I could see you
I
doing
work
that.
with animals.
Like a rehab for horses.
Gentle farm,
like
like
an animal sanctuary.
What's the
Absolutely.
annual income on something like that?
I would have to
Horses?
raise
Probably
money.
a lot.
I'd raise money.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And she'd have a lot of love.
Do I look now with the
Yeah,
producers?
let's see.
So the producers asked ChatGPT.
Yeah. Okay.
Animal advocacy or environmental activism, working for nonprofits or leading grassroots movements for change.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
That's worse
We
than
already
hump
got
day.
canceled. I don't know if we could go any worse. What do you got, Al?
This is weird, but I think I would like to be like a hotel manager, like a really fancy
you look
hotel.
like one.
You do look like
you
one.
look like
kinda-
one.
And you could have gotten into Cornell because they are
Excellent.
when it
Right.
comes to hotel management.
Hospitality
That's where
program.
you go.
I would love to do something like that and just kind of put out little fires, little
He'd be good at
internal
it.
beefs and stuff. I would like that. So I don't
Interesting.
know. I don't know if I
random.
have the organizational skills.
No,
but
you do not.
But
maybe
you
I
have
do.
an assistant.
Yes, there we
Okay,
go.
okay,
All
let's
right.
see.
So here's ChatGPT says, I could start a renovation business or pursue a career in real estate, combining his flair with his knack for fixing things up. That's pretty close.
That's
Wow.
really close.
Yes.
Really close.
That's really
They
close.
nailed
And
me.
these are kind
They
of
did nail you.
random-ish.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I would like to be a fingerprint analyst.
Not
analyst.
attorney?
No, I would like to be. I think I'd
Like
like
Dexter?
Yeah,
No, that's not.
Yeah,
he's
like
a blood
spatter. He's blood, but something forensic.
Blood spatter has been debunked.
It is. It's not a true
so
form
that's
of
not
science.
What you
Don't
really,
tell me that.
It's not. He's absolutely right.
Dexter's not a real person?
No, his job isn't.
Yes, and that's the one Tori
And
wants.
he's not either.
Wait, hold on. That's not true. If
It
there's
is.
like a hammer going back, it leaves certain patterns, right?
It's almost inadmissible in several courts because it can be incorrect.
Yeah.
And it can put
See?
people away.
All right, well, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hear
So
what
that's
they
what
say.
you chose?
She's a
fingerprint analysis.
fingerprint analysis.
Don't they have computers for that 20 years
We
ago?
also have a time limit.
All right,
Let's
easy.
see.
An interior designer, event planning, working in animal welfare, or turn her passion for cross-stitching into a business.
Event planning?
Yes.
That would
terrible.
be chaos.
What do you mean cross-stitching? What did they put in there?
Like Etsy, I could do an Etsy
I know, but how
business.
did that, you have to enter something in the chat?
I'm sure they said I was a cross-stitcher.
Yeah.
What
All right,
about Jeff?
What about
All right, me, I'd be rocking UPS.
Football coach?
UPS.
Oh, I see.
I'd be wearing the brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, rocking the brown.
Nice.
For sure. That's what I'd be doing.
It's good money.
Yeah, I like it. A chief or restaurateur or chef.
A chief?
It's the chief. Remember Andy Reid's
that's
video?
great, but
Who's
who are
the
the chefs?
chief? Opening his own restaurant or food truck.
Oh,
I see that. Yep, I see that. An Italian
A
one.
little focaccia.
Yep.
Bread truck.
Hello.
Bread truck.
What
No,
do
a
you-
meatball truck. And then you'd have jardiniere sandwiches to go along with your meatball sauce.
Oh my
Right outside the
God.
club at 2 a.m., get a little
my
jardiniere
God.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Come
What do they
on now.
call a body, a good body? A meat cake, meathead.
Oh, a meat-
meathead.
meathead.
A beefcake?
All
Beefcake.
very racist and ignorant comments.
Yes.
Sorry.
What about a meat cake? Is that racist or just weird?
Hey, you should be called a meathead.
But if you're
She
making
was trying to say
meatballs,
beefcake,
Yeah.
which is even
Yeah.
worse.
You know what I want to do? I want to be my own boss. So then it could be like, you could have like a cute little comment and be like, oh, you know what? You don't get your sandwich, beat it. Next guy. You know?
Seinfeld.
Yeah, no soup for you.
Yeah, no soup for you.
I'd be
the soup. Beep.
Truck Nazi. All right.
There you go.
I said Nazi on television, not a great look. I'm already skating on thin ice as it is. Kristen Stewart was not the only star to go pantless for a recent event.
It's a trend.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, big turn.
Yesterday, Sydney Sweeney
Look how
attended
cool.
Meow Meows.
No, Mew Mew.
Mew Mew's Paris Fashion Week show wearing a pair of sparkly
Meow Meows was the off-Broadway.
pants.
No, Mew Mew.
Mew Mew pants that are worth, those are $5,000.
That looks like a diaper.
Yeah, it does.
$5,000.
It's a little puffy, you're right.
The look also included a black and white crop top, a black blazer, and sheer black tights.
I love it.
So the tights are back in hardcore.
Oh, I wear tights all
I
the
see
time.
them in
Have you
you.
not
Yeah.
noticed?
Yeah, I've seen them on you.
Thank you.
So they're back in. Okay.
Yes, they are.
Let's talk about some other looks, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah.
From Paris Fashion Week. Noah Cyrus walked the runway in this
What are you getting married?
I don't like the Madonna eyebrow things that she's popping.
Aviano show yesterday amid all the dating drama between her and her mom.
I like that look
Remember
a
that?
lot.
Yeah, that
I
looks
love
cool.
that. That's something that you could actually wear.
No, you
No.
That
you
green
can
leather
see
jacket you could rock.
The
see
green
the
jacket is super
underwear
dope.
underneath
That's
the
not
sheer
great.
tights.
But the jacket you could wear.
You cannot wear sheer tights alone.
Tights are
I don't like me no likey. Emma Stone channeled her Poor Things character at the Louis Vuitton show. She wore a corset top and this puff sleeve mini
Love.
jacket
That was
Love.
That's so boring.
with
I love
white
it.
high-waisted pants.
Looking good, girl.
I dig it.
Me too.
It's a little Dune look
It's
too.
a
Yes.
little Renaissance fair. Let's
No,
go get a
more
turkey
Dune.
leg.
Not at all.
with
More
those
Dune.
high-waisted pants.
I don't care for this.
I like it. It's
I love it.
like, early
I'm
80s.
smelling some jelly.
I think
Okay.
so.
Jelly.
Okay.
Yep.
Kelly Rowland looked amazing in this brown, cream, and black A-line
Obsessed.
jumper dress
Word.
that had a leather
She looks like a
fringe.
fembot,
Yeah.
a modern fembot.
She does.
Like a Chanel preppy look, too.
And look at,
those-
she's got the tights.
The tights are everywhere.
Wow, that's the new look on giant buttons. Don't forget about the gold
Love
button.
the giant buttons.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yes, I love it.
Hey, it was in the prompter. It was part of the description.
Got it.
Penelope Cruz attended this Chanel show wearing a leather skirt suit
I don't
with
like
a
leather on leather.
pastel
Nope.
knit. Huh? A little Easter pastel knit?
No, and I don't like leather on leather.
You
Too
guys-
much leather.
That's too much?
And I
Yeah.
don't like the saggy belt.
Yeah. I don't like the belt at all with it.
No.
Remember that leather skit in Saturday Night Live? Yeah. That was a funny
Yeah.
skit.
I do like her haircut. The bob is cute.
Leather.
Okay. All
And
right.
lastly, Sarah Paulson wore an 80s style look
honey,
that mixed
no.
different patterns,
Absolutely
while her
not.
girlfriend Holland Taylor wore this all black look.
Holland
Love the
Taylor
belt.
looks better than Sarah
I,
Paulson.
I love the belt too, and I like
belt's
that they
sick.
pushed it with the different patterns there. I think that's a difficult thing to kind of pull off. I think
Yeah.
they've done it with men's suits very well. I like what she's going for there. I
It's
dig.
very 80s. I definitely get an 80s.
Yeah,
Yes.
80s is in. But I just don't think, I think that's too much volume.
All right, we got a big story coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, big story
Here we
coming up.
go.
You ready for this? New Kids on the Block have a brand new hit.
Yeah.
That was good.
Chinese suit makes me sick.
That's your
right.
favorite
That's right. That's
song.
my favorite boy band. But this is about New Kids on the Block. They announced their first album in 11 years. Let's take a listen to their song or to their single called Kids.
What?
That looks like something me and my buddies make on
Yeah.
the weekends.
I didn't think it was that bad.
The leaf
The
blower?
video was weird, but the song I thought was a little bit of a bop.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's so auto-tuned, it was kind of difficult. But look, I feel like that song is for a specific time. That is summer, you got beers out on the beach. It's a non-threatening song you can play when your
What is
kids are
this
still
happening,
around.
though, Al?
They're just guys
Why is he
hanging out
leaf
like
blowing?
Yeah, because they're like connecting the dads, like we're dads
Yeah.
now. We're doing dad stuff.
And it's called Kids.
And it's
Yes.
so true. Yes,
we're still
that's a
kids
great
inside.
point. My husband loves to leaf blow.
Yeah. Oh, I love
It's
it.
ridiculous.
It's like being an X-Man. You got a little
too much.
spray stuff. Yeah. Like a
yeah,
superpower.
All right, spring's around the corner. Coming up on DBL, our interview with Jane Seymour. She's sharing what it was like playing Lindsay Lohan's mom in a new movie. And Queer Eye drama, is Jonathan Van Ness the reason for tension on set?
I'm not saying
Can I tell you a weird story? When I was little once, I was in my bedroom and New Kids on the Block played Step by Step 8 times in a row on the radio. And I remember people calling in being like, you've just played it 4 times in a row. And the DJ being like, I think you're wrong. And then they'd play it again. And I've never forgotten it. And I went and told my mom. And now I'm concerned it was a fever dream. But yeah.
You don't think it really happened?
I think it did, but I've never forgotten it. Why would they do that? Maybe some angry DJ.
Well, or just a little payola.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, look,
it was
we'll
8 times.
I mean, think the idea that people wouldn't pay to get their artist's song played when that was the only vessel which people could take in
that
your
was
music.
it. That's true.
How could there not have been some payola?
It was true, and I was like, step by step.
This is
Yes,
additional.
I was
info. You
not a
don't
New Kids on the Block fan.
If you want, it's just another quote about his
I don't know.
behavior on set, and then this explains the body
being a
cam
black man,
situation.
I grew up with
Thank you so much.
sisters and cousins loving New Edition. And then that transformed into groups like Mint Condition. There was a period in the early 90s where it's just black male groups, gigantic clothes,
Such big
shirt
clothing.
open,
Boys
and
to
just
men.
singing about like how they love this woman. And it worked for so long.
It's kind of the
112.
same.
Yeah, they were just it was like a genre of R&B rap
Yeah.
a little bit, where they kind of fused for a little while. And you don't really hear that as
No,
much.
you don't
I
really
think
hear
that kind
boy
of apex with Nelly and just and even Ja Rule and what's her name?
Ashanti.
Like that kind of like rap. But
The
I
duo.
love you, girl. You know, why you treat me? I'm a
That's
thug,
right.
but I love you. You know.
Remember, she was writing on her cell phone, but it was like a pager, Excel back then.
It's so interesting how many that my kids will never know what a pager was.
No, I know.
And that was such a status symbol.
I know. Do you know what a pager is? Because of doctors or because of what? It was cool back then?
I mean, because my sister had one. But my sister's like 11 years older than me.
So that's how you know what a pager is.
Yeah.
Does she still have it?
No, I wish she did.
Yeah, I know.
Pagers would be
You gotta hold on to that stuff now.
Welcome back. A new Rolling Stones expose is breaking down alleged behind-the-scenes drama with Netflix Queer Eye castmates. The most shocking claims are about Jonathan Van Ness. His on-screen persona is bubbly, cheerful, and accepting of everyone, but sources close to the show told Rolling Stone that Jonathan was emotionally abusive and had rage issues. They also say there is a real emotion of fear around Jonathan when he gets angry. The expose also talks about castmate Tan France, who may have had a hand in the decision to replace interior designer Bobby Burke, friend of the show, with Jeremiah Brent on the show. Bobby Burke announced he was leaving the show back in November, and 3 unnamed sources told Rolling Stone that Tan France, quote, campaigned to replace Burke.
Who was the best one in the show? I think. I loved Bobby Burke.
Karamo's great as
Karamo's
well.
great too, friend of the show, but I thought Bobby had excellent taste and talent. I want to give you guys just some background. Jonathan's behavior, reportedly again, someone would say he would yell at someone and said at least once a day. I've just heard rumors. You know, it's alleged. I've heard rumors of friends in LA that say he or they is a nightmare to work with, not comfortable, very similar to the Ellen situation.
And when you have one bad apple, it really can spoil the bunch.
Yes.
And I do think, people have to be aware of the entire culture, because that workplace toxicity, it doesn't have to be the entire place. It can, I don't want to go into too much detail, but I think we've all had our own experiences with that. And it doesn't make you look forward to going to work.
No,
when there's that,
awful.
you can feel it. It's palpable.
It's a
that
tension.
in
Yeah.
one person.
But yes, and the problem is when that one person is the thing in which everything orbits. And I think we've seen this the way we set up hierarchies.
Yes.
When we say that there's one person in charge, this is Tori's network and her show, and this is what she does, well, then everybody is subjugated towards her. And so anybody that's got a problem with her has to either swallow that or be dismissed. And it allows things like, if there is a real rage issue, which some people do have. Jeff, you've talked openly about dealing with anger management. Well, it's like that line in Real Housewives, who's going to check me, boo?
Yeah.
Who's going to check you when you are the person that pays for everything? And so until we figure out how we deal with these structural dynamics of how we set up companies, then this is going to continue to happen.
Yeah, for me, it's just, you know, I've never learned more about that phrase, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, because it's completely true. And the camaraderie that we used to have in workplaces, I understand they were toxic and some things need to change. Absolutely.
For sure.
But that part of being part of a team, an ensemble, a cast, and not just us, the whole group in any office across the country, that has died out, at least for me. I no longer feel comfortable going out and having some beers and having some laughs and telling some jokes. That is not a comfortable spot for me anymore. And if you have people like that,
irresponsible for you to do.
It would. And I miss that.
I agree
and I
with
really
you.
do
But
miss
even
that.
though, remember, the people that we were trying to get out of those places were irresponsible people not like you. I know you're uncomfortable, but I just want you to know it was for the jerks.
Let's talk about it in the break. We got to
when you have people like this that really cause the problems, nobody blows the whistle on them. They want to point the finger the other way. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. She's an Emmy Award-winning actress, accomplished artist, designer, grandmother, and philanthropist. Earlier, we spoke with Jane Seymour about her new movie. Take a look.
Please welcome back to DBL, Jane Seymour.
Hi there.
Hey.
Hello, Jane. So you play Lindsay Lohan's mom in Irish Wish, premiering on Netflix March 15th. But you two were actually never really together on set. Why and how did that happen?
Well, in the sequences that I perform, I'm on the phone with her. I'm in America and she's in Ireland, and the whole point is about me giving her advice, and I'm on my way to the wedding, etc., without giving the whole story away. Clearly, I never get there. It's comedic. Janine Damian, who directed it, and Michael, her husband, had asked me, "Oh, can you come and do this? You know, it's with Lindsay, you'd be perfect as her mom." And I read it; it was very cute, and I said, "Well, I'm not really available right now." And they said, "Oh, yes, you know, surely you are." And I said, "Well, I'm in Ireland doing my Harry Wild, my series." And they said, "We're in Ireland. Perfect. We just need 2 days." We push it all into 2 days. So I did 2 days, but I did get to meet Lindsay before I started working, but I never actually got to hear her on the other end of the phone. I had a very gentle Irish lady who's the script, who spoke with a very strong Irish accent. I kept going like, "What did you say?" Anyway, I think we make a great mother and daughter team.
So in this movie, Lindsay's character makes a wish and then wakes up to it being true. Have you ever encountered anything spiritual or supernatural in a dream or in real life?
You know, we have this kind of ooh thing that happened when my mom died, and when she passed, there was a single white feather right by the bed in the nursing home where there were no feathers. And at the same moment after she died, the housekeeper in her home, not far away, we told her, she said, oh, this is so weird. There's a white feather underneath the portrait that Jane did of her mom. Aww. And then every time in our life that we've needed to really have wisdom or to really think about something, or we would wonder, I wonder what my mom would say, there's a white feather in a place that is never a white feather, like in a car where there's been no pillows, or in the middle of a script where no bird has landed. I mean, strange things.
It's beautiful.
Well, you know, you've been spending a lot of time in Ireland, which is beautiful, filming both Irish Wish and Harry Wild. Has the luck of the Irish been good for you while you've been there?
Oh, very much so. The luck of the Irish has been amazing. When I did Harry Wild, I was just so thrilled at my age to have such, you know, a great role. I mean, I am the lead, and I get to, you know, be very comedic and actually an action hero to some degree as well. It did so well that they picked us up for 2 more seasons. The third season is, I think, in May, and they're talking right now about me coming back for another one. And when I saw the AMC people the other day, they said, do you think you could just keep doing these? So nothing official, but I love it, and Ireland is great. The actors, the directors, everybody there is fantastic. I love being there. You know, it's been a real gift. You see, they're my family, that lot. They really are my family. They actually come and visit me in America as well.
I love that. We're like a family too,
yeah,
good and bad.
Yes, you are.
Yes, we are.
I'd like to be in your family a lot. We get to do a lot of these things.
Yes. Hey, I also have to bring up, because a lot of our viewers are bringing up how much they love you in Wedding Crashers, and they're bringing up your notorious topless scene. But you haven't always been so daring. So is it true that you actually started your design career by making a very modest blouse?
Oh, yeah, it's very funny you say that. Yes, well, when I was about 15 in England, at that time, there was this notion that they should have see-through blouses, and that women would burn their bras and show everything they had. And I need to say, I was incredibly virginal at the time, and I was not ready to do that, but I did have a see-through blouse. And those days you wouldn't wear a bra that would show either. So in England, there's an English bird, very common bird, 2 birds actually, called the blue tit and the great tit. And then, of course, there's the robin and a few others. But I just thought it'd be appropriate to embroider one of each, eating berries in the offending area, you know. And that took care of the deal. And that became a business. And I actually had my first company designing and making clothes when I was 15 years old. That's true.
Clever.
What a postmodern take on that. That's a great take.
Jane, so great to see you. Thank you so much. DBL Nation, make sure to check out Irish Wish, premiering on Netflix March 15th. We'll be right back. Thanks, Jane. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
welcome back. Do you guys worry about healthcare costs? So according to a recent poll, healthcare tops the list of basic expenses Americans worry about, even more than gas, food, and rent. So where do you guys think you guys are spending the most money these days?
Hands down food. I don't even have to hesitate.
Me too.
Snacks for the kids, food for the kids, and I try and be mindful. I really am. I've been very financially illiterate for many years. I'm trying to see exactly where my last dollar goes, and I'm aware now. It's all going to food.
Wow.
Yeah.
And childcare.
Yes. Children don't help.
Yeah.
I don't know how y'all do it. I really don't. I don't have children, and I'm like,
scraping by. I know.
Yeah. And I had like a random health issue. You're done for a couple months now.
Right.
You're stuck. I remember your Achilles tendon took you out for years.
Yes, with no health insurance, so I lived it.
Yeah.
All right. So if healthcare costs are one of your top concerns, better benefits can help when it comes to Medicare questions. Many Americans already on the program may not have a plan with all the benefits accessible to them, so reach out to a Medicare Advantage advisor today. The benefits review, it's free. Just call 800-909-2613. Yeah, I gotta agree with you, man. Going to the grocery store, just like, when did grapes become this much?
Yeah, they're like gold.
We'll see you tomorrow, cuties.
Grapes are like